Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Pokemon Soul Silver. This is going to be episode number 29 here. We are making our way up into the Glory Road, or Victory Road, as some may call it. Some may call it the Glory Hole, too. It depends on your point of view as to what you are going to call it. I mean, of course, there is official names for it, but we disregard them here on this channel. And I really wanted to show this because I know I picked up a Larvitar, and I told you guys I picked up a Larvitar in a couple episodes back, but I lost the footage. So here we go. He is finally evolving. He has been on the team. He has the EXP share on him. So as I've been doing a lot of grinding, he's been picking up a lot of the experience that he needs to become to be a full team member. And I know there's going to be a lot of cuts here. Yeah, but here we go. We go into the falls once again, and we're actually going to navigate. This is sort of like our first steps into Kanto. I might just call the episode that, like our first steps into Kanto, because this technically does take place in the Kanto region. There's a lot of moving parts in the next couple of episodes, and I definitely, like I said in previous episodes, I do spend tons and tons of time in these areas just grinding my Pokemon. I think right now Gator's coming out at level 37. I think by the time we'll see everybody in the next episode, everybody's going to be around level 40. And even Gator himself might have one or two more levels, just because there's a lot more rock type Pokemon in the next section that we're heading into. But yeah, we did end up going. We caught some Pokemon just to add to our Pokedex. And then on top of that, like I said, I did tons and tons of training in between a lot of these episodes. I wanted my Pokemon to be about level 40 this week, because we'll be going through Victory Road. And then I want them to be about level 45 prior to taking on the Elite Four. If I could get them closer to 50, I will, but I think that's going to be a stretch. I don't think we're going to have all the time we need to do that. But if we can, I mean, we might as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if when we go and take on the Elite Four, we're somewhere between 45 and 50 with all the Pokemon. We may be slightly lower, we may be slightly higher. It's all a mixed bag, right? Like, it just depends on how much time I have throughout the week as I'm creating these videos to actually grind the game, which is the opening a soda pop. It is the constant struggle I have with this series, where because I have another series going and it switched from Monday, Wednesday, Friday to Monday, Wednesday for this specific purpose, is in a lot of these older Pokemon games, the amount of grinding that is necessary is above and beyond what one would consider to be feasible. Like, there's so much extra work that is required that goes on beyond the scenes, which is why I would really love to start like streaming when I play Pokemon out here on the channel, and then having the videos be more like highlights for Pokemon related stuff. But we'll see how that goes. I know there's been some interest in it in the past, but as I've said before, if that's something that would interest you and you'd be interested in seeing that sort of content, drop that down in the comments section below. Definitely, especially on weekends, you can get a couple hour-long videos there. But I think it would be fun to do personally, and it cuts out like like I said, this is probably like 4 hours of content that you're watching in this video, but it's just cut and dry stuff because a lot of it was just me grinding in certain areas, and obviously our Pokemon aren't at the level or the status where they're really going to be evolving at this point in time moving forward. So it's just so much easier to do these little cut and dry videos, but at the same point in time, there's so much off-screen work going on in play that is it's hard to appreciate in this format. So hopefully you all do appreciate it. But here we go. We get, is this a trainer? Yeah, a trainer right out the gate. It was like, oh, you just came over from Jhoto, I will battle against you. That's okay. They have the whole Bulbasaur line here you could expect from their first Pokemon. I think Gator can go up against Bulbasaur, but I think the evolutions of Bulbasaur are going to be too much for Gator to deal with. Let's see how a Razor Leaf at Gator does from a Bulbasaur. That's pretty good. So I'm going to stick with one Crunch. And then I'm probably going to end up switching out here because it makes the most sense. Zillakilla is what we named our little Tyranitar, Pimpletar, or whatever it's called now. But I think now is a good portion to switch in Tomahawk. And you can see all of my Pokemon are high level 30s. So getting everybody to level 40 is going to take some time. It's not going to be a ton, but it's more than you would expect it to be. Like, it's definitely going to take 2 to 3 hours to get everybody there. And that's no exaggeration. Like I said, that's exactly what I did in this episode. This is just the sweetened, shortened version of all of that. It is a shame that we can't get Psychic prior to Kanto, and good old Tomahawk here doesn't learn it until very, very late. I think he learns it at like level 50 or 60. It's like somewhere in that ballpark, which is absurd. Because, I mean, a Psychic it's an extremely powerful move, but for like a Pokemon like this, it should be the cream of the crop, right? Like, the actual move that it should know to carry it into the end game seems to be the move that it's missing, which kind of sucks. Let's go inside this house that's blocked off, which to me means it's a reason it's blocked off. But I think we just get a good TM here. And, it's probably nothing we'll ever use. Unlike the Kingdom Hearts series that just wrapped up yesterday, strategic gameplay at this point in time isn't really needed all that much. And I think, yeah, with Sandstorm, and Zillakilla already knows Sandstorm, so he would be the only one on the team that benefits from it. So there's really no apparent reason we should even teach it to anybody else. Like, it's dumb. I get it, but like I said, I would think most ground types inherently learn it. So it's kind of a stupid TM to give out. If anything, it's going to service as extra money when we get to the Pokemon League that we could just end up using. But here, I go for Gator at first, and I just go for a quick Crunch. I know he's going to do a Thunderbolt and probably going to do a boatload of damage, but I kind of want to get some EXP for Gator, too. I feel bad. Gator should be our top dog, and he's, like, at the bottom rung. But there he goes. He faints. And then here I throw in Zillakilla, but I forget that, he's got the Steel typing now, which means, like, all of this is not going to be good. He's not just, like, a sole Electric type anymore. He's got that Steel typing. So that's going to do some damage. It is not going to work well in our favor here. But I was really hoping he could deal with it, just so that way he could get some additional EXP, but it looks like we're going to have to send out VW Bug so we can go up against the Steel typing. There we go, we took him down. Sorry about that. But, yeah, I just had to reply to something real quick. There we go. Do we want to switch our Pokemon? Yes. Let's switch into Tomahawk. This is a mistake. I believe it is. I believe I make a bunch of goofy mistakes in this fight. Oh, no, it's not. Execute. We'll do fly. We'll get straight through this. It's not going to be a big deal. Because he's, what, grass and psychic? Which I've used him before in the past. He's really, really execute and executor. Great Pokemon. They're fantastic. Probably, as far as Kanto is concerned, they're in my top favorites here, but you know, like I said, for this Let's Play, I really wanted to stick to just Jhoto Pokemon being on my team, and I feel like we've done a good enough job at doing that. So we might as well continue down that realm. And just let it fly. Up until the end of the game here. But here we go. Quagsire is actually an interesting take because it's got both water and ground, which means it's going to resist electric typing. So I just need to throw a Pokemon out there that is going to be able to handle both of those types. So that is what we are working with at the moment right now. But he's going to put us to sleep. Of course he is. And that is going to complicate things a little bit. I do not have an awakening, which is what I was hoping to see, but I'm sure we will find a full heal in here in the bag, so we could help handle through a lot of the stuff here. And if the audio sounds a little bit weird, it's because it sounds like somebody entered my house from the apartment below, so we are getting ready, just in case. But here we go. Shadow is asleep. That's alright. Sorry, I'm just a little bit on edge with that. Earthquake is going to do a little bit of damage. Probably enough. I wake up, I use Bite. Quagsire's done. No big deal. Oh man, Quagsire's not done. Big deal, actually. But we use quick attack there and we'll finish it up. Nothing big. Then I stand here for a minute, I talk to this guy. Like I said, I'm just trying to do like the hardcore, I guess, not hardcore, but just being as encompassing as I can be. And in this case, I want to send Zillakilla out there, so that way he gets all the experience that he needs to get in a Let's Play like this. It's pivotal that he gets as much EXP as he possibly can. By the time that the next episode comes out, I do believe he's like level 40 along with the rest of the team, so he definitely does get enough experience throughout a lot of this stuff. Get to see some of the lineage there on the map. Go up this way. I kind of want to run through this just to see what kind of Pokemon are actually going to show up. Ponyta. We haven't seen Ponyta, and honestly, Ponyta at this level would be a pretty good find. If we didn't already have Zillakilla, it would definitely be an addition to add to the team, because all we would have to do is get a Firestone to get a Rapidash, and it's a pretty good Fire-type Pokemon. If I wasn't sticking to the rules of the Pokemon I add have to be in Gen 2, it might honestly be a serious consideration at this point in time. And Doduo again. Another awesome Gen 1 Pokemon. One of my personal favorites. It's just so great in every regard. I think by far, Doduo and Dodrio are the strongest flying type Pokemon that came out of Gen 1. And as somebody who loves Gen 1 as much as I do, that definitely puts them at a special place in my heart for how they rank on the tier list. But here we have a Starmie coming out. Gator's going out there. Gator has Crunch, so Grunt should be super effective here because it's a dark type move. I do like that they buffed Psychic in this generation, because Psychic in Gen 1 was, to be fair, completely and overbearingly just over the top. But I sent out Tomahawk here. He's gonna fly. He's gonna do a good job. We're not gonna have any problems. Fly on in. There we go. We end up beating him up. But then I do think a Pokemon that comes out here throws us for a bone. Yeah, Girafarig. So I say I'm not going to switch Pokemon, I think. Because I'm like, well, you know what? I can use Shadow Ball. Here's the problem. Girafarig isn't just Psychic. It also has the normal typing, which means no ghost type moves affect it. Which means we are pretty much at a standstill here with it. There's nothing we could really do with Tomahawk that is going to constitute a victory here in this fight. Like, at the bare minimum, maybe we come out as okay, but yeah, we end up dying. Oh no, actually we don't. Holy shit. Okay, I thought we lost this completely, but I guess I'm hanging on with a little bit of HP there at the end. But that was a risky maneuver. Not one that I actually expected to go in my favor. Like, everything else would have said that should turn out really bad for myself. But I guess we'll give some items to the group here. The group pretty much deserves it at this point. I mean, everybody's hurting. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. It's like the group has been put through enough. Trying to rank up people. Trying to do our job. Let's battle this lady. Like I said, I go out of my way all the time I can to just battle as many people as humanly possible. So that way we can get as much EXP as humanly possible. Sometimes I cut it out, but in this episode we're getting the full gambit of it. Taking our first steps into Jhoto. That is the important part. Staryu coming out. I think I decided to stay in here, but I probably should have switched because I thought it was Starmie, not Staryu, so I'm not going to do anything really all that effective. It doesn't have the Psychic typing for its prior evolution, so... But apparently our overranking there is enough. Do we want to change here? I guess so. Yeah, let's change to VW Bug. Get VW Bug out there. Let's see what he could do. Probably not a whole lot, because that's a poison ground type, maybe? I think it might just be poison. Which is why we get poisoned. Yeah, that's super annoying. I mean, I get where I was going with that move, because I kind of treat Nidorina, Nidoran, Nidoking, and Nidoqueen as, like, ground types, but don't know if they technically are, if they're just poison, and they just have really good movesets, but regardless, that's how we treat them. We get through this battle. It's no big deal. We're able to pound our way through it, so. But here we go. Let's finish up the video with some of the major trainers that we fight at the end of this whole series. There is a little section that I didn't show here where you could heal up in between battles, which is what we've been doing. I just kind of want to get... This is a really, really good section of the game where, like, there's some areas where you've seen with grass where you could just go and train up against some decent Pokemon for this point in time in the game. Soul Silver always has the hard-hitting fact that training is extremely difficult in Gen 2 as a whole, because the whole game is built around where you can visit one thing at one point in time or visit another thing at the same point in time, and it doesn't make a difference. And it's like, well, in this case it kind of does, like, because once you get to the end of the game, the top of the line Pokemon you're seeing are like in the early to mid 30s, whereas the Elite Four is all going to be a little bit higher than that. So it creates problems in terms of like how difficult things are in the late game, because everything else isn't evened out. But that's sort of what we're working through, and that's sort of why it's taking as long as it is to come out with videos. We're on episode number 29 now. I highly doubt we'll outrank, at least as far as episodes go, the Kingdom Hearts 2 series, which went up to 41 episodes. I highly doubt we'll get quite there with this series, but I do think we will get close. I do think this will be about, I don't know, it's 29 right now. Maybe 35, 36, 38 is my upper guess, but it's going to be somewhere in that range. But with that being said here, ladies and gentlemen, I am kind of getting tired, and there's going to be a lot of hosh-posh here to end the episode, so I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational for myself and continuing to make videos just like this now and in the near future. We'll be playing this series here, Pokemon Soul Silver, on Tuesday and Thursday, and by the time that you're watching this, Kingdom Hearts 2 will have come to an end on the day before this episode has come out. So if you like Kingdom Hearts 2, go check out that playlist. It's all the way done. You'll get to see everything going on in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's really fun. I have a lot of time working through it, and it's in the top 3 favorite games of all time for myself. So I would highly recommend going and checking that out. If that's not up your alley, on Wednesday here, we are going to be starting Halo Combat Evolved on the channel. I will give, just because I mentioned it on my Kingdom Hearts video, there is, because we're playing Halo Combat Evolved, the Anniversary Edition on the Master Chief Edition, there is some areas where it's a little laggy, I guess would be the way to put it. But outside of like the first episode or two, it's truly not that bad. It's just they try to put new graphics on top of old graphics, and sometimes that can cause a little bit of chaos and confusion. So with that being said, if you're not so much into Kingdom Hearts but you want to check out something new and you've never seen Halo Combat Evolved, go and check that out. It's coming out here tomorrow or on Wednesday for those watching in the future, and then we'll be coming out Monday and Wednesday until we finish the whole series. I believe there is probably going to be about 15 or 16 episodes of that whole series, so that should be not a really time-consuming series, but should be really fun to watch, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it, so I hope you all enjoy it as well. And like I said, we'll be continuing this series on Tuesdays and Thursdays up until we finish. I would expect we have maybe not a full month, but probably close to there until we wrap this series up. It'll be finished up by the end of September is my thought. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, everybody take it easy. I hope you all had a snazzy start to your week, and even snazzier completion to your week. Next episode on this series, we will be going through Victory Road, and also maybe doing a little bit more than that if we possibly can fit it in on the episode, but we'll see what lies ahead of us next episode. Until next time, everybody take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace out, Girl Scout. Woo!